speaker tonight, the amazing Auburnee Stanley. Auburnee has been building her business since December 2012. Prior to Mary Kay, she was a medical assistant and waited tables. She left her job in February of 2013, 3 months later to pursue her Mary Kay. Auburnee debuted as a sales director July 1st, 2014, a year and a half after signing her agreement. Her and her wonderful husband Aaron have 2 children, Zoe who is 7 and Billy who is 4. Auburnee's highest commission check for 1 month, this is not including her sales or her car, was, hold on, $11,180. Yes. Woo! Okay. She's been a star consultant 17 times. She has earned 2 beautiful diamond rings. Her and her amazing unit, Auburnee's Tigers, completed their first unit club last year with over $320,000 in retail sales. And because of an awesome God, they will be completing $500,000 in sales this year. They're just like pennies away. Seriously, they're so close. Huh? That's right, totally. Yes. So anyway, she's so close, but her God-sized goal is $65,000. Right? Yes. Because $500,000 is not a God-sized goal. Girls, everybody needs one. You have to depend on God to reach that goal, right? Okay. She's earned 3 free cars in the last 2 years, and she just earned her 4th Mary Kay car at the age of 23. Isn't that exciting? And that is the prestigious pink Cadillac. She gives all the praise, honor, and glory to the Lord God and has a passion for building leaders so they can experience what this company truly has to offer. Please welcome my beautiful offspring sales director, the amazing, inspiring, beautiful inside and out, Auburnee Stanley.
On July 1st will be my 3-year anniversary as a sales director, and I'm so excited about that. I have 4 beautiful tigers sitting up here that drove very far to get here, and I'm so grateful and thankful for them, and I'm just so excited. But okay, so I just turned 24 in April. I joined the company 4.5 years ago when I was 19, and have 2 beautiful babies, like Nikki said, a 7-year-old girl named Zoe, and a 4-year-old boy named Bentley. And my husband is cute too. We've been married for almost 6 years. So before Mary Kay, oh my gosh, I waited tables. I was a medical assistant. I was going to school full-time for dental hygiene. I was so not busy at all. Okay? I had a 3-year-old and a 3-month-old as well, and was a newlywed. Oh my gosh, what was I thinking? So I went to an event, and not like this. We did, because guests that are here, you guys have been facial, right? Or you've been to like a success night where you got to see everybody being crowned, but you still tried the products. Yes? Okay. So that was my first Mary Kay event, because I always thought Mary Kay was like for grandmas. Anybody think Mary Kay was for grandmas? Okay. And so I was like, okay, well, I'll go to this thing with you. My mother-in-law invited me to. Because she needed a mascara from Nikki. And Nikki was like, sure, come and be my guest. And I was like, okay. So I went with my mother-in-law and thought, I'm not going to try these products because my grandma and my great-grandma wear these products. And I don't wear these products. I wear Bare Minerals. Who wears Bare Minerals? walked into this room wearing mineral powder and lots of chapstick and about 6 layers of mascara. I was such a pro. And so I thought, when we sat down, I saw this little tray. You guys have seen the tray, right, with the mirror? And it has your cleanser and your moisturizer and your primer and all your fun stuff. And I'm just looking at it like, what in the world is all this stuff? And the first thing Nikki said, she says, okay, everybody stand up and hold hands. We're going to say a prayer. So 4 years ago, I was not in love with Jesus at all. I did not have a relationship with him. I never grew up in a church. So when she asked us to pray, I was like, oh my gosh, how do I get out of this place? Where is the emergency exit? I was looking for that. So she got done praying, and what I was doing while she was praying is I was staring at all this fun stuff on the tray, like, what are we going to do? And then she's like, okay, we're done. We're going to go ahead and start. And so I was super, super shy and super nervous 4 years ago. People thought I was a snobby snob because I sat with my arms crossed and didn't say anything to anybody because I was too shy. But I was not taking my makeup off in front of all these people. So I decided to put the makeup on top of the makeup that I already had on. And let me see, I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. Okay, guess in here, this is what happened when we walked into the meeting. I was with my mother-in-law and I'm like, oh, this is exciting, we're just going to get her mascara, right? It's not what happened. But that's what I thought. And we walked in there and everyone's like, oh, I'm so glad to see you. And we're like, what is wrong with these people? Yes? You're like, what is wrong with these girls? Oh my gosh, you thought you were on like candid camera. You were going to walk up and you're like, smile! No, that wasn't it. So I thought it was. And I thought in the moment, what was I getting myself into? I was so scared. No way, they pray here. Oh my gosh, you have to take your makeup off in front of everybody? I did not want to be there. But what I didn't know is that day that God placed me there. So when I was a junior in high school, as you know, I'm 24 and have a 7-year-old. So I got pregnant when I was 16 and had my oldest when I was 17. And at that time in my life, was not going to church, did not pray, did not have a family that supported that, did not have a church family that supported that, did not have friends that supported that. So at 17, I finished high school early, had a 3-month-old or so. She was 4 months, and we moved out. And I started working full-time, waiting tables, and I was a CNA, and going to school, and doing all that I could, really, to support her. But truthfully, my mom was pretty much raising her until she was about 15 months old. Because I'm going to get out of these lights. I feel like it's like too much.
Better to see you, my dear.
What was I saying? My mom was pretty much raising her. Because how could you work 2 jobs and have a kid, right? And go to school and still have a child? Literally, I was working like 70 hours a week and going to school like 13 or 15, something like that. So I would take Zoe and drop her off at about 6 o'clock in the morning to a daycare. My mom would pick her up at 5:30 and take her to her house and watch her till I got off at about 7:30 and then picked her up at 8. We went back home to our little teeny house that I could afford. We went to sleep and we woke up the next morning and did the same thing. What a life, right? What a life. So I met my husband where I worked, waiting tables, and really we were just best friends. Just best friends. Nothing was going to happen until we started dating. Right? I'm like, oh, he's kind of actually cute. So shortly after I moved in with him, we moved to Athens, Tennessee, which is an hour and a half from my home. And what I didn't know about my husband is that my husband's family is super duper faith-filled. Super duper faith-filled. So when I met his mom, they were like, we're going to go to church and we're going to do, and I did not do any of that. I didn't do any of that. And anyways, that was that'll come back. My husband and I got married shortly after that. We got pregnant with Bentley, and everything was going great in my life, or so I thought. And a couple weeks after my wedding, we found out my grandma was sick. And, my grandma was my rock. You have that person in your life that is your rock. You go to through everything, through thick and thin. Not your parents, but that's somebody that knows everything about you. And you're like, I'm coming to your house. I got to get out of where I am. I got to get over where I am. And that was her. We found out she got diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, and my world turned upside down. The doctors were like, she's going to be here. It'll be okay. She'll be here when Bentley's born. And, all of that. The doctors, my family, they were all like, it's going to be fine. And it wasn't. She passed away. Shortly after we found out, about 6 weeks after she was diagnosed. So I didn't really know what to do. And for everybody that told me, this kind of really pushed me away from the Lord, because for everybody that told she was going to be okay and everything was going to be fine. And she was going to be there for Bentley. That was my biggest, okay? You're pregnant. You've already got too much hormonal stuff going on. And when somebody tells you she's going to be there when you're born, your best friend, and she's not, that will rock your world. And then I blamed God, and I blamed everything about that. And so back to in that room when Nikki was praying, I didn't want to be there. That wasn't my scene. So when I decided to join Mary Kay, I know a lot of people say, I joined Mary Kay because of the faith, because they put God first and then your family. That wasn't me. I joined Mary Kay 2 weeks after we went to that little event because my mother-in-law decided to join, and then she made me join because I wanted to get my makeup half off. So she bought my kit. Okay? It's a Christmas present. I was broke as a joke. What I didn't say is before Mary Kay, I was on food stamps and WIC. Does anybody know what that is? That's all the government assistance you can get, okay? So I was just, there was nothing I could do. I was working, I was a newlywed, but I still needed help. So Mary Kay was just there to get my makeup half off because I needed to wear makeup, even though I didn't wear that much. So for a little bit, for a very short time, who's been a Mary Kay for at least a year? 2 years. Okay, so for the first year or so, I just did Mary Kay to get my makeup half off, made a little bit of extra money. Who here just makes a little bit of extra money? Just a little bit. You just joined Mary Kay just to make a little bit. Okay. So that was me. I literally was supplementing both of my incomes, working like part-time hours, not even like hobby hours, 2 to 3 hours a week, which was crazy. And that was fine for me. I accidentally got into my red jacket, and I started getting a commission check, and I'm like, wow, this is pretty cool. And that's the joy. And the great thing about Mary Kay is that you don't have to move up. You don't have. People aren't telling you have to be here at this time, and you have to, leave at this time. It's not like that. I'm burning up. Can you guys see the sweat dripping down my face? Okay. So I did that for a good year, and I just worked when I wanted to, made the money that I wanted to. So in January 2014, a year after signing my agreement, I'm going to take this jacket off. Like the preacher, he's wiping his bald head. For real, I'm sweating. Whew. We brought sneakers and like yoga pants. That's what I need next. Okay, so in January 2014, a year after signing my agreement, I went to January Jumpstart. Consultants, who here has been to a January Jumpstart or a fall retreat or career conference or whatever? Is your mind different now than it was before you went? Yeah, okay. So at January Jumpstart that year, oh my gosh, a dream was born inside me. I was like, what? These people are working the same amount of hours as me, but they're making like triple the amount of money that I'm making. This is not fair, right? That's a woman's thinking. This is not fair. So I decided that day when I got home from January Jumpstart that I was going to do something different in my business. And 6 months later, I became a sales director and earned my first free car. That's what happens. That's what happens when you go home and you get to work. I went from making about $800 a month to $5,000, $6,000. That could really change somebody's life, right? That could really change your husband's mind, that's for sure. Crazy stuff. And who do you know? Seriously, guest consultants in this room, who do you know that can start a company and 6 months later they can be in the top 2%? Not a lot of people. So we earned our first free car in September of 2014. And do you guys know, who wants to answer this? What does Mary Kay pay for when you earn a free car? Like, it's a free car, right? Everybody always asks me. Who wants to answer that? And 85% of your insurance for you and your spouse. Oil changes when you get to the Cadillac, Tax. Somebody said registration, yep. Oil changes, yep. Taxes. Yep. And guess what? Your gas is a tax write-off. It's like the craziest thing. Whose job in here gives them a free car? Who works a normal job? Anybody? Do they give you a free car? No? You need to quit that job. So, let's see. Oh my gosh. Fast forward 2 years from now, with just continuing to work my business, this company has given me more than free cars and diamond rings and all of that fun stuff. It's given me and my kids the opportunity choices. money's not everything, but money buys you choices. And choices are a big thing when you have a family and you have kids, or you want to have a family and you want to have kids. So I'm going to tell you some fast facts real quick, and then I'll tell you what Mary Kay has done for my life, and then I want to ask a couple of consultants to stand up. But did you know, listen closely, did you know that 87% of Americans at the age of 65 are broke? They're broke. Did you guys know that? At the age of 65, 87% of Americans at the age of 65. So fast forward your life to when you're 65, 87% of this room, so out of 100, 87 of you are going to be broke at 65. Isn't that exciting? Oh my gosh. Next one, the average college graduate. Who graduated college? Oh, that was in my story. I dropped out. Right, and I'm here. So, if you graduated college, the average college grad cannot find a job, right? Or if they do, they make less than $19,000 a year. A year, oh my gosh. Gosh. Whew. Okay, so fast forward to this time, right? 4.5 years after I decided to join Mary Kay, I'm not as shy anymore, right? Not as shy. I'm not as snobby anymore. We love the paychecks Mary Kay gives us. We love the cars Mary Kay gives us. The jewelry, I love shiny things, so I'll work for it. But our biggest takeaway is that we love the Lord and everything He has done in our life. And we know that 4 years ago, I was put in that room with Nikki for a reason. And just things in my life has changed because of Him. So consultants, stand up and tell me, because one thing that I didn't realize would come out of my kids is a relationship with the Lord. Because when growing up, I wasn't in church. Me and my sister, we went to church like if my parents were like, let's be like religious this week, and then we went. Or if there was a summer camp, they would like send us to it, and it was great, it was fun. But we grew up not having, my dad was an alcoholic, and my mom worked all the time, so there was never really a close relationship with the Lord. Before that even too, with my grandparents and all that. And I see these people that have relationships, and I want my kids to have that. So Mary Kay is a great outlet. This starter kit right here, it can make you lots of money. But the relationship that you have, that I have now with my family and with the Lord, I never knew came out of that. So consultants, just a couple of you, maybe 2 or 3, stand up and tell me what you think has come out of your starter kit that maybe you didn't think was going to. You weren't expecting it to come out. Go ahead. Say it loud.
Friends and good relationships with females.
Friends, yeah, good relationship with females. Yeah, most females are super snobby and not cute on the inside, right? But in Mary Kay, we're all cute on the inside. Go ahead.
My ministry.
Your ministry. Yeah, it really has been for you. I can see that. So that's awesome. Anybody else? Go ahead.
Confidence is seeking other people.
Confidence, yeah. Even if you sweat your body weight in water out while you're standing up here, you still have a little bit more confidence. Anybody else want to say anything? Consultants or directors? What?
Self-esteem.
Yeah. That's a really big one that people don't realize. Anybody else? One more? Directors?
I have a lot of good English. Is that right?
I think so. I don't know. I didn't finish college either. Go ahead. Choices, yeah. That's a big one. Okay, so I'm going to tell you 4 main reasons why people don't join Mary Kay, because these are probably running through your head guests as you're like, first story's great, and that sounds great, but, right, that 3-letter word, but, which is great in the Bible, but not, when we're thinking about this stuff. So, time. Yes, who here is like, whoo, I work a 40-hour job, have 14 kids, and my husband says that we don't have enough time, right? We don't have enough time. So, we all have the same time. We all have the same time. We all have, 168 hours a week, is that right? Yeah, 168 hours a week. If you work a full-time, 40-hour-a-week job, you still have 128 hours, right? Is that right? 40 hours? 128 hours. So you could even fit another, who here sleeps 8 hours a week, 8 hours a night? Who gets a full night's sleep? I want to be your friend. Nobody? Okay. So if you sleep 8 hours a week, that's 56 hours, or 8 hours a night, that's 56 hours a week. So 56 plus 40, 96 minus 168, I don't know, that leaves you with like 80, what is that? 75, who's math? Who's good at math? Whatever. You could still fit in a whole other full-time job. So if you slept 8 hours a night, that's 56 hours a week, and then you work 2 full-time 40-hour-a-week jobs, you'd still be left over with about 30 hours after you sleep and work 2 jobs. What are you guys doing with those 30 hours? What are you doing? And that's if you work 2 full-time jobs. Do you think you can find 4 to 6 hours a week? Everybody do this. Yeah, because if you do this, we're going to laugh at you. Because that's not right. If you can find 4 to 6 hours a week, shake your head like this. You all can. And what are you doing in those 30 hours that you have if you're working 2 hours a week? You know, is what you're doing taking you closer to your goals and dreams, taking you closer to what you told your husband or your mom that you were going to do? So that's one objection, and now you can take that out of your head because everybody can find 4 to 6 hours a week. The next one is money. Oh my gosh, money, $100. Did you guys know it's $100 to start your very own Mary Kay business? It comes with over $500, I think, now in your starter kit, and this cute Coach-inspired bag. So cute. And that could potentially change your life. $100. Oh my gosh. How many of you shop at Walmart or Target? Everybody raise your hand because you're lying. Okay. So Walmart or Target. We go into Walmart or Target all the time, and we buy shampoo, conditioner, tampons, and wipes, right? And it's like $103. Did that change your life? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. $100 is a Walmart decision, y'all. It's a Target decision. Literally. Worst thing that can happen. Somebody raise your hand and tell me what the worst thing in the whole entire world that could happen if you decided to make the decision to order your $100 starter kit. What's the worst thing?
Not gonna sell anything.
You're not selling. Oh my gosh. You're gonna have over $500 in product for only $100. Wow, that stinks. Anybody else? What's the worst thing that can happen?
Someone steals your bag.
Someone still. Ooh.
She's hard.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
The company will give you another one. Happened to my
We
beauty.
can get you another one. Thank you. What's the worst thing that can happen? Seriously, if you made that decision and you're like, well, you know, I only have $200 left in my checking account. My husband said I can do it because we can show you how to make that money back next week. What's the worst thing that can happen? Can't think of anything. Okay, the next one is fear. Women get really, really scared. You know, we think of the what ifs and the ifs, ands, or buts. You know, we're never going to know unless you try. You're going to think and wonder and just never know what's going to happen unless you try it. You know, see if you like it. You may not. But you never know unless you try. And the last one is procrastination. I don't know how many times I've heard somebody say, oh, you know what? I love this idea. I'm just going to do it in a week. Directors are like, oh, I think I'm going to do it. I just need to wait until blah, right? I'm going to wait until blah. And then blah happens, and you're like, oh, well, I got to wait until wee. And then wee happens, and it never comes around, right? You just never end up doing it. And that is just, did anybody go to high school? Okay. What happens when you procrastinate in high school? It's not a good thing. You fail. Okay? So everybody, you stay in high school. Is any of you still in high school? No. Stand up. Everybody stand up. Kind of. Everybody stand up. Stretch. Don't punch your neighbor, but stretch. Okay. And I want everybody to look down at your feet. Look at it. Whether you've had a pedicure this week or not, look down at your feet. Okay, and I want you to think real quick. Just think. This place right here, is this the place that you want to be next year when you come to Choices on June 19th next year? Is the place you are right now where you want to be? Is your home and your financial state where you want to be a year from now? Is your relationship with your kids or your husband or with the Lord where you want to be? Or a year from now, where you want to be? Seriously. Is this where you want to be? If you always do what you've always done, you're always going to be where you are right now. So I want you to really think about that, okay? If you love your life and it's just perfect, just give me a hallelujah and I'll leave you alone. But most people, we can afford to give a little bit more in our lives and have a little bit more in our lives. I don't know anybody that has too much money, too much time, you know, the perfect family life. If you do, great, introduce me to them. I will be their best friend, but I don't know anybody, okay? So you can sit down. And I have a question for the guests. If you've had fun, yes, I want you to stand up. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, give them a round of applause. Yes, okay, guys, this is a really tricky 16th until now, you can come up here too, because we're going to give you those 10 extra tickets. So if you would like to maybe possibly have the chance to absolutely change your life, I want you to come on down, and we are not going to